a fortress carved from solid rock, towering nearly 700 feet above the jungle floor. Even with today's advanced technology, constructing such a structure would be an extraordinary engineering feat. But for the people who lived over 1,500 years ago, it seems almost impossible. How did they manage to lift massive stones hundreds of feet into the air to build this colossal fortress? And how did such an advanced empire, along with its secret construction techniques, vanish from history?
Why great societies collapse. Ruins can be found on almost every continent. These ancient remnants tell the story of lost civilizations. Some are buried beneath the earth, hidden in jungles, or even surrounded by modern cities. They all raise the same question: how could something so great nearly disappear? Why do civilizations collapse? To understand why civilizations fall, it's important to first look at how they thrive. Just as a fire needs oxygen and fuel to burn, a civilization needs certain elements to grow. Historians agree that a strong civilization usually has a large population, plenty of food, a stable government, shared religious beliefs, a complex workforce, and a way to collect taxes. If any of these elements weaken, the civilization can begin to crumble. Disasters like wars, epidemics, or natural events can devastate a population, leading to the collapse of a civilization. The Mayan civilization, for example, declined after the 16th century Spanish invasion brought war, disease, and a new culture that imposed its own beliefs and government. The Mayan population was drastically reduced, and those who survived were forever changed under their conquerors. This pattern of collapse has been repeated throughout history. Even the earliest known civilization, Sumer in Mesopotamia, fell due to repeated invasions in the 2nd millennium BC. Many other great societies have met similar fates. Environmental shifts can spell disaster for civilizations, especially when they disrupt food supplies. For instance, many scholars think climate change played a major role in the collapse of the Indus Valley civilization. Some experts argue that the drying up of the Saraswati River, which started around 1900 BCE, was a key factor. Similarly, drought is thought to have contributed to the fall of Cambodia's Khmer civilization between the 9th and 14th centuries. Other civilizations collapse due to a mix of factors over a long period, making it hard to pinpoint a single cause. The Roman Empire's fall, for example, is often attributed to both external pressures from barbarian invasions and internal weaknesses. Rome's economy was built on conquest and slavery, which eventually became unsustainable. As the empire's expansion slowed, it received fewer new slaves, causing labor shortages that affected its industries, agriculture, and infrastructure. Additionally, heavy taxation and inflation further weakened the empire's economy. The Anasazi, or Pueblo, people of North America, present another intriguing case. They were known for their advanced agricultural techniques, astronomy, and impressive cliff dwellings, yet they eventually left these structures behind. Historians suggest that a combination of factors, such as warfare, a cooler climate around AD 900 that impacted farming, and a religious crisis that led many to migrate south, contributed to their decline. Civilizations face a complex web of challenges that can lead to their downfall. When enough of these challenges converge, collapse becomes a likely outcome. Humanity's collective amnesia. According to Graham Hancock, we might be experiencing a form of collective amnesia, forgetting crucial chapters of our history.
Demanding that my documentary series be reclassified as science fiction.
Imagine being part of a once thriving civilization, only to witness its downfall and eventual disappearance. This could have been the reality for people from a sophisticated society that existed around 12,000 years ago. Despite their achievements, they watched as their world fell into chaos, leaving only fragmented memories. Today, our advanced civilization stands on a dangerous edge. We live in a world of incredible technological progress and global interconnectedness, yet we are not immune to collapse. Whether driven by environmental disasters, social unrest, or other forces, the end result might be the same: a dramatic fall. Thousands of years from now, our descendants might view us with the same skepticism we reserve for ancient myths.
Antiphilus, join the farewell song.
Our current era could become just another legend, a story told by future generations, but not fully believed. Throughout history, Myths from various cultures describe great disasters that ended once powerful civilizations. These stories often share a common theme. The civilizations fell because of their own actions. Arrogance, cruelty, and neglect of the natural world are frequently cited as causes of their downfall. Plato's account of Atlantis, for example, describes a society that, despite its initial greatness, became corrupt and self-destructive. The Atlanteans, blinded by their success, lost their way and faced ruin. Our modern world seems to echo these ancient warnings. We struggle with severe environmental issues like pollution and deforestation, and our societies are often plagued by conflict, inequality, and a focus on material success. Many people today live in cities where light pollution obscures the night sky, disconnecting us from the natural world. In contrast, hunter-gatherer communities in places like the Amazon or the Namibian desert maintain a close relationship with their environment. They are more accustomed to survival challenges, unlike us, who rely heavily on complex and fragile systems. If a catastrophic event similar to the Younger Dryas impact were to strike today, our technologically advanced societies might suffer the most. Our cities depend on just-in-time food supplies and other critical infrastructure. A sudden disruption could lead to widespread chaos and collapse.
It continues
this is a very strong
to rattle
earthquake.
pretty strong here.
8:21 here on the air.
In such a scenario, those who live closer to nature might fare better, as they are more adept at surviving harsh conditions. In the future, our descendants might look back at our time with a mix of wonder and disbelief. Much like we view ancient myths, they might discover remnants of our civilization and struggle to understand how such a sophisticated society could have disappeared. Our era might become a cautionary tale about the importance of balancing success with wisdom and humility. The lessons from ancient civilizations and their downfalls remind us to value and protect our world. If we continue to ignore the pressing issues of our time, we too might become a forgotten episode in human history. A species with amnesia, remembered only as a warning of what can happen when a civilization forgets its past and fails to learn from its mistakes. Let's explore some lost civilizations and see what their remnants reveal about their worlds. Lycian civilization. The rugged landscapes of southwestern Turkey are home to the Lycian civilization, known for its breathtaking stone-carved tombs and complex structures.
And these were tombs of the rich people who could afford to build these tombs. But the mysterious part about
Carving entire complexes into sheer cliffs, the Lycians achieved remarkable architectural feats, showcasing their skill and creativity. Lycia, nestled along Turkey's mountainous southwestern coast, was isolated by dense forests and cliffs, which helped preserve its unique identity. This isolation allowed the region to develop independently, creating a distinct historical legacy that remained relatively untouched until European explorers arrived in the 18th century. French explorer Charles Texier and English archaeologist Richard Pocock first documented the extensive ruins, rock-cut tombs, and grand sarcophagi of Lycia, sparking widespread curiosity. A key figure in Lycian studies was English archaeologist Charles Fellows. His 1838 expedition mapped and documented significant sites, revealing a civilization adept at harmonizing with its challenging landscape. Fellows' detailed work introduced Lycia to the academic world, leading to official archaeological excavations.
So we're inside the tomb of the king. I mean, just look at the echo.
Among his discoveries was Xanthos, a major Lycian city renowned for its Nereid monument, an elaborate tomb adorned with detailed reliefs that blend Lycian and Hellenistic styles. The ancient city of Xanthos stands out for its intriguing history and remarkable archaeological sites. Known for its elaborate tombs and the well-preserved Acropolis, Xanthos served as a strategic fortress throughout the Lycian, Roman, and Ottoman periods. A notable legend from Xanthos features Bellerophon, the mythical hero who tamed the winged horse Pegasus. His supposed tomb is marked by a vivid relief of this scene, highlighting the blend of myth and tradition in Lycian culture. The city also includes significant structures like an ancient theater, Roman baths, and a stadium, underscoring its role as a cultural and administrative center. Menini, though less known, is vital for understanding Lycian burial practices. Its intricately carved tombs are not just architectural marvels, but also rich with narrative reliefs and inscriptions in the Lycian language, providing crucial insights into Lycian society and daily life. Comparing Lycian burial practices to Egypt's Valley of the Kings reveals distinct cultural approaches. While Egyptian tombs were designed to separate the dead from the living, Lycian tombs are grand and visible, integrating the deceased into the community's daily life. Charles Fellow's 1840s expeditions were pivotal in bringing Lycian sites to global attention. His work, supported by the British government, led to the transport of significant artifacts, including pieces from the Nereid Monument to the British Museum. Fellow's publication, Discoveries in Lycia, explored connections between Lycian script and the early Greek alphabet, suggesting a rich cultural exchange between Lycians and Greeks. Fellow's findings filled gaps in our understanding of the Eastern Mediterranean's history, revealing a civilization that, while influenced by Greek and Persian empires, forged a unique identity. Lycian rock-cut tombs, blending local and external influences, are particularly striking. Carved into limestone cliffs, these tombs often mimic Lycian wooden houses or Greek temples. The tomb of Amyntas in modern-day Fethiye, dating to the 4th century BC, exemplifies this with its grand temple facade and detailed carvings. These tombs draw a parallel with Petra in Jordan, known for its monumental rock-cut architecture. While Petra's tombs are part of a larger urban landscape, Lycian tombs are standalone monuments set in remote cliff faces. Ongoing excavations and preservation efforts continue to reveal the rich cultural heritage of ancient Lycia, bridging east and west while maintaining a distinct identity. Derinkuyu Underground City. Derinkuyu is situated in the heart of Cappadocia, a region in central Turkey famous for its extraordinary and whimsical terrain. The landscape is scattered with towering stone formations known as fairy chimneys, which have been sculpted by the erosion of a rock called tuff. Despite its name, tuff is relatively soft. It's made from volcanic ash and covers much of the area. Over millennia, the locals have carved into this soft stone to create a network of underground homes, storage rooms, temples, and hideouts. Cappadocia boasts hundreds of these subterranean structures, with about 40, featuring at least 2 levels. Yet, none match the size or fame of Derinkuyu. The origins of Derinkuyu remain a bit of a mystery. Some experts think the oldest sections might have been dug around 2000 BC by the Hittites, who ruled the region then, or perhaps by the Phrygians around 700 BC.
Actually, there are many underground cities that people used to hide in.
Others believe early Christians might have built it in the 1st centuries AD. Whoever the builders were, they demonstrated impressive skill. Although tuff is relatively easy to tunnel through, it can be unstable, which makes building support pillars crucial. Remarkably, none of Derinkuyu's floors have ever collapsed. 2 key aspects stand out about the underground complex. Firstly, it was clearly built to protect against enemy invasions.
Tunnels are specially built narrow, not to let the enemy pass. I mean, you see, an armored soldier cannot easily go through here.
For example, huge rolling stones were used to seal off the city from within.
There's a sliding door here. It was fixed during the restoration.
Secondly, the final updates to the complex, marked by Christian influences, were made between the 6th and 10th centuries AD. When the city was sealed off, it had over 15,000 ventilation shafts.
There's a ventilation hole here too, but during restorations it was closed.
Each about 10 centimeters wide, extending to the 1st and 2nd levels. This design ensured that even the deepest parts, down to the 8th level, had adequate airflow. The upper levels being the best ventilated. In contrast, the lower levels were mainly for storage and included a dungeon. The intermediate levels housed various facilities, such as a wine press, spaces for domestic animals, a convent, and small churches. Among these, the most famous is the cruciform church on the 7th level.
Here, they used to give lectures.
Some of the shafts also functioned as wells. Even when the underground city was hidden, the local residents of Derinkuyu used these wells for their water, unaware of the hidden world below. Interestingly, in Turkish, Derinkuyu means deep well. Another theory suggests that the underground city was used to escape the region's extreme temperatures. Cappadocia experiences very cold winters and scorching hot summers, so the stable, moderate temperature underground was ideal. It also provided a secure place to store food, protecting it from moisture and theft. The underground city was a crucial refuge throughout various conflicts, including the wars between the Byzantines and Arabs from the late 8th to the late 12th century, the Mongol invasions in the 14th century, and the Ottoman conquest of the region. Due to its historical and cultural significance, Derinkuyu is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. To safeguard its unique heritage, an integrated regional plan for the Cappadocia Cultural and Tourism Conservation and Development Area is essential. This plan aims to preserve Derinkuyu's World Heritage values through coordinated conservation efforts. Adequate financial, political, and technical support is crucial to ensure effective management and protection of this extraordinary site, which continues to captivate visitors with its depth and complexity. Aora Caves and Kyasa Temple. The Kyasa Temple, also known as Cave 16, stands out as the biggest of the 34 stunning cave temples and monasteries at Aora, India. The cave temples are masterfully chiseled from solid rock, embedded into the mountain's face. This entire site is a vast network of cloisters, pathways, and smaller shrines. It's so expansive that it covers twice the area of the Parthenon in Athens. Imagine a sprawling, intricately designed labyrinth of rock temples, each turn revealing more stunning craftsmanship. The scale and detail of this complex truly make it a breathtaking marvel of ancient engineering.
It is one of the most incredible things that human beings have done on this planet.
The Kyasa Temple, in particular, is an awe-inspiring marvel of ancient architecture, carved directly from the rock face, and showcases the incredible craftsmanship and dedication of the builders who created these magnificent sites. Despite its grandeur, it often takes a backseat to famous sites like the Giza Pyramids in Egypt, Stonehenge in England, the Pyramid of the Sun in Mexico, and Göbekli Tepe in Turkey. Yet, the Kyasa Temple remains one of humanity's greatest architectural feats. Unlike Stonehenge, where massive stones were erected upright, the Kyasa Temple was carved directly from solid rock.
Nothing was built, everything was carved out of the mountain, not this way, from the top down.
This process involved removing hundreds of thousands of tons of basalt to create a temple that showcases an incredible level of craftsmanship and precision. Mainstream scholars believe the caves date from the 5th to the 10th centuries AD, but some think they might be much older, possibly thousands of years. The method of its construction remains a puzzle. The temple's advanced design and execution suggest a level of technology far beyond what is believed to have existed in India during the 5th to 10th centuries. Carved from solid basalt rock, the temple is thought to represent Mount Kailash, the Himalayan abode of Lord Shiva, a major Hindu deity. Built during the reign of Krishna I, a ruler of the Rashtrakuta Empire in the 8th century AD, the temple took about 18 years to complete. An astonishing 200,000 to 500,000 tons of rock were excavated from the cliff.
Just with hammer and chisel, 4 million tons of rock was removed and they built a temple.
The mystery deepens when considering where all that basalt went and the tools used to create this masterpiece. Both seem to have disappeared without a trace. Despite the complexity, the tools used for this feat remain a mystery. Mainstream history claims only simple tools like hammers, chisels, and picks were employed. But the Kyasa Temple was carved from hard volcanic rock, not soft limestone or sandstone. According to a medieval Marathi legend, the temple was built in just 1 week. The story tells of a queen who vowed to build the temple and fast until it was completed if her ill husband was cured by Shiva. Her prayers were answered, and the architect Kyasa, concerned for her fast, promised to finish the temple in a week. Historians date ancient sites using various evidence, like an inscription found on a perforated window in a cave's west wall. This incomplete Sanskrit inscription in Brahmi script mentions the Rashtrakuta dynasty, indicating the cave was used in the 8th century, but not necessarily built then. Many inscriptions in the area are weathered, and there are no documented records of the temple's construction, similar to the Great Pyramid of Egypt, which also lacks builder inscriptions.
If we take out all the rock removed from this mountain, we can build the Pyramid of Giza.
The Kyasa temple, despite its mysterious origins, stands as an incredible masterpiece of ancient architecture and art. The courtyard features a statue of Nandi, Shiva's sacred bull, facing the Shiva Linga, a common temple feature. Majestic 100-foot basalt pillars and intricately carved elephants create the illusion that the structure is supported by these grand animals. The temple also depicts scenes from Hindu epics and includes 10 panels showing Vishnu's avatars. The temple is equipped with bridges, a rainwater harvesting system, and an elaborate drainage system. Hidden passages, secret peepholes, balconies, and vast staircases highlight its complex design. Remarkably, the entire temple is carved from bedrock without added stone blocks, showcasing extraordinary craftsmanship.
It is one of the most incredible things that human beings have done on this planet.
Indus Valley Civilization and Mohenjo-Daro. In 1922, an officer from the Archaeological Survey of India, accompanied by a Buddhist monk, was led to what was believed to be an ancient religious monument in Sindh province, Pakistan. Instead of finding a temple, they uncovered Mohenjo-Daro, an ancient city from the Indus Valley Civilization, dating back to around 2000 BC. Known as the Mound of the Dead, Mohenjo-Daro is one of the earliest known civilizations in the world. Mohenjo-Daro was remarkably advanced for its time, featuring sophisticated sanitation systems and active trade with Mesopotamia. The city is estimated to have housed over 35,000 people, yet only 43 skeletons have been discovered, leading to various theories about the city's mysterious disappearance. In 1977, British researcher David Davenport uncovered evidence suggesting that part of Mohenjo-Daro had been destroyed by an immensely powerful explosion.
He believed was an explosion that destroyed a part of the city.
Scholars observed that some skeletons at the site seemed to have died instantaneously. Many bodies were found arm in arm, and the skeletons were almost vitrified, turned into a glass-like substance. Restricted access to the site limited scientific analysis for years. However, in 2014, mineralogist Dr. Sam Iyengar analyzed a piece of fused pottery from Mohenjo-Daro. The elemental analysis revealed the rock contained silicon, aluminum, calcium, and potassium. The X-ray diffraction showed a pattern resembling volcanic rock, suggesting the pottery had been subjected to extreme heat between 4,000 and 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Such temperatures are beyond what could be produced by an ancient civilization intentionally, implying an extraordinary event. This pottery evidence supports the idea of a powerful explosion. Some researchers link Mohenjo-Daro to the legendary city of Lanka, described in the Indian epic, the Ramayana. According to the epic, the god Vishnu battled Ravana, the mighty ruler of Lanka, who wielded devastating weapons. The battle was said to cause an explosion so intense, it was as if the sun had split into brighter suns.
That perhaps at Mohenjo-Daro, some type of a nuclear blast occurred.
During the excavation at Mohenjo-Daro, archaeologists uncovered a fascinating miniature bronze statue known as the Dancing Girl. This tiny figure, depicting a nude woman, captures attention with its detailed craftsmanship. The girl stands naturally with one hand on her hip, adorned with a collection of bangles and a necklace. Her left arm is decked out with 24 to 25 bangles, while her right arm sports 4. She seems to be holding something in her left hand, which rests casually on her thigh. Both her arms are notably long. Her necklace features 3 prominent pendants, and her long hair is elegantly styled into a large bun that drapes over her shoulder. More intriguing to researchers, however, are the stone sculptures of seated male figures discovered at the site. One notable piece is the intricately carved and colorful Priest King. Despite its regal name, There's no concrete evidence to suggest that this figure was actually a priest or a king. Unfortunately, all these sculptures were found broken, adding an element of mystery to their original purpose and significance. The ancient ruins of Mohenjodaro, now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, are safeguarded by both national and regional laws, including the Antiquities Act of 1975. These measures help protect the site from damage, theft, and the effects of new construction nearby. A dedicated management system oversees the site, ensuring its unique and priceless features are preserved and addressing any threats or weaknesses. The Department of Archaeology and Museums, part of the government of Pakistan, has created a detailed master plan to clearly define the full extent of Mohenjo-daro's archaeological area. This plan is crucial for maintaining the site's historical integrity and protecting it for future generations. Masada and the Dead Sea Scrolls. Masada, an architectural marvel in the Judean desert near the Dead Sea in Israel, stands as a testament to ancient engineering and human resilience. This UNESCO World Heritage Site was constructed by Herod the Great, the Roman client king of Judea, between 37 and 31 BCE.
Judea was ruled by Rome 2,000 years ago in the time of Jesus of Nazareth.
Herod envisioned Masada as a palace fortress, strategically positioned on a natural plateau. Its elevated location not only provided sweeping views of the surrounding desert, but also served as a nearly impregnable defense against potential invaders. Archaeological excavations at Masada have revealed intricate palaces, storehouses, cisterns, and a synagogue, shedding light on the architecture and daily life of the time.
In the 1960s, by an archaeological expedition led by the renowned archaeologist Yigael Yadin.
Today, visitors can ascend Masada by hiking the steep snake path or taking a cable car, which offers breathtaking views of the Dead Sea and the surrounding desert. Masada remains a powerful symbol of Jewish endurance and draws countless visitors eager to explore its rich historical legacy. In 1963, Israeli archaeologist Yigael Yadin embarked on an ambitious excavation at Masada, with hopes of discovering ancient texts. What started as a distant dream soon became a thrilling reality. Within weeks, the team unearthed a remarkable find, manuscripts hidden in a room within the fortress's outer wall. Among these ancient writings was a copy of the Songs of the Sabbath Sacrifice, also known as the Angelic Liturgy, a text that had previously been found at Qumran but remained unpublished. This breakthrough led to a series of fascinating questions. What connection did the Masada manuscripts have with the Dead Sea Scrolls from Qumran? Was there a link between the Sicarii, the dagger-wielding rebels defending Masada, and the Essenes of Qumran? More broadly, what insights did these texts provide about Judaism on the brink of the revolt and in its immediate aftermath? After his death, the Romans occupied Masada until the Sicarii seized it in 66 CE. The fortress ultimately fell to the Romans in 73 CE after a lengthy siege, marking the end of the Jewish revolt. To adapt Masada to their religious practices, the Sicarii modified the fortress for living and ritual purposes. Among their adaptations were 2 ritual baths, or mikvaot. There's also a structure that some believe to be a Beit Midrash, or study house, though this identification is debated.
Masada. And it is not just another fortress. It is a very complex site.
One of Masada's most notable discoveries was its synagogue, one of the earliest known, alongside those at Herodion and Gamla. This synagogue faced northwest toward Jerusalem and featured seating along the walls. Among the finds was an ostracon, referring to tithes and fragments of 2 scrolls hidden beneath the floor. Additional scroll fragments were discovered in the walls near the synagogue. In total, the excavations revealed parts of 15 different biblical and apocryphal scrolls, including fragments of Leviticus, Deuteronomy, Ezekiel, and Psalms. These texts were very similar to the Masoretic text, which is the version of the Tanakh used today, indicating it was already established as the standard biblical text during the revolt. This contrasted with the earlier, more varied texts found at Qumran. Interestingly, the Masada texts also included apocryphal writings, such as significant portions of the Book of Ben Sira. These fragments suggest that, even with the rise of rabbinic authority, certain apocryphal texts were still in use. Also found were small fragments of the Book of Jubilees and other miscellaneous writings, reflecting a rich tapestry of religious literature from this tumultuous period. When scholars first identified the Songs of the Sabbath Sacrifice, a text discovered in 9 manuscripts at Qumran, among the Masada scrolls, they had not yet thoroughly examined the other fragments found at Masada. At that time, Yigael Yadin and other experts believed that these writings, along with other sectarian documents, had been carried to Masada by members of the Qumran community who escaped there after the Romans destroyed their settlement in 68 CE. It was commonly thought that any texts discovered in the Qumran caves were produced and copied exclusively by the Qumran sect. However, as more of the Masada materials were studied, this assumption began to change. The evidence now suggests that these texts were actually widespread across Judea at that time, not confined to the Qumran sect alone. This indicates that the angelic rituals and mystical themes in these writings were part of a broader religious tradition in the land of Israel during the Second Temple period. This wider circulation might explain why similar ideas appear in rabbinic literature and in the Merkava mysticism that developed between the 3rd and 8th centuries CE. In light of this new understanding, the literary traditions of Qumran and Masada are now seen as representative of the broader intellectual and religious life of Second Temple Judaism, rather than as the unique heritage of a small, isolated community. Hidden chapters of human history. The discoveries of lost civilizations and ancient sites offer profound insights into human history and the intricacies of forgotten knowledge. These revelations not only enhance our understanding of past societies, but also challenge existing historical narratives and suggest exciting possibilities for uncovering even more hidden chapters of human development. Unveiling Lost Civilizations provides a window into the diverse ways ancient people organized their societies, built their cities, and interacted with their environments. The artifacts, structures, and writings uncovered from these civilizations often reveal sophisticated technologies, intricate social systems, and rich cultural practices that were previously unknown. These discoveries illuminate the complexities of human innovation and adaptation, showcasing how past societies addressed challenges and thrived in their unique contexts. The complexity of lost knowledge uncovered through these discoveries underscores the vast and often underestimated breadth of human achievement. It highlights how certain technological advancements, social structures, or cultural practices once thought to be unique to known civilizations were actually widespread or independently developed in various regions. This challenges traditional historical narratives that may have overlooked or misrepresented the interconnectedness of ancient societies. Moreover, the process of uncovering lost civilizations frequently prompts historians and archaeologists to reassess and sometimes revise long-held historical theories. As new evidence emerges, it can lead to significant shifts in our understanding of historical timelines, cultural exchanges, and the evolution of societies. The potential for finding more lost civilizations is a thrilling aspect of these discoveries. Each new site unearths layers of history that suggest the possibility of further hidden wonders awaiting exploration. This implies that there are still many chapters of human history yet to be written. As technology advances and exploration continues, the potential for uncovering additional lost civilizations becomes increasingly likely, promising to deepen and enrich our understanding of the human story. In light of this, we must intensify our exploration efforts, prioritize the preservation of ancient sites, and deepen our commitment to understanding historical contexts to better shape our future. What do you think about the possibility of discovering more ancient civilizations? Let us know your opinion in the comments below.